Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Devyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Arjuna said, "You are the supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme abode and purifier, the absolute truth, and the eternal divine person. You are the primal Lord, transcendental, original, and you are the unborn and all-pervading beauty. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa proclaim this of you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me." Now, why this statement by Arjuna is important? Because Arjuna is the first student of Bhagavad Gita. So if Arjuna has understood something, you cannot jump over it. It's a very, very important point. Bhagavad Gita teaches how it has to be understood. We discussed that so many days. You have to approach a teacher and learn. Correct? That is how Gita has to be understood. And what kind of teacher? Teacher coming in disciplic succession. So how do I know? Disciplic succession can be lost also sometimes. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say, "Sakalena nashta yoga masta yoga parantapa." Sakalena mahata yoga nashta parantapa. Over a period of time, this parampara was lost. So how do I know I am getting some knowledge which is pakka? You should always check, is it exactly in the line what Arjuna understood? Because what Arjuna understood after hearing Bhagavad Gita is narrating in few shlokas. This is one of the shlokas. And Prabhupada is selecting the shloka. It clearly shows what he understood. If he had understood wrong, Krishna would have corrected him. He doesn't do that. Like in the first chapter, Krishna speaks something wrong. Krishna corrects him. Correct? Krishna lets it pass and continues instructing Arjuna. So we should understand in this way that we cannot speculate or imagine. There is no room for that. The original speaker spoke something and he was dealing with a real-time problem. What is the problem? Somebody was talking about so-called duties, another tamasha, and was not interested in service to the Lord. Correct? That's what Arjuna's objection. How can I do this? I have my own men. How can I fight with them? Basically, Krishna's mission is this and Arjuna's mission is this. That's what happened at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, "Krishna, I will surrender to you." Krishna doesn't change. So when we present Bhagavad Gita, we are not going to change Bhagavad Gita to entertain public. That is not our business. We explain what Krishna says. It is for public to accept it or reject it. Correct? It is for every individual. God has given him the freedom to accept or reject what God is saying. That is his choice. But we have to, like an honest teacher, repeat what Krishna says. And here Arjuna marks it very clear. What he understood when he heard till now, we are in the 10th chapter, almost half of the Bhagavad Gita. What he understood, Arjuna is saying. So if any understanding of Bhagavad Gita coming down in the Guru Parampara should not contradict what Arjuna said. Therefore, most of the people who are teaching Bhagavad Gita have to become silent because they are teaching even contrary to what Arjuna understood. This is ludicrous. Such a joke it is actually. They don't even bother. They say what Krishna spoke, Arjuna could not understand. Imagine, what a joke it is. Big acharyas who commented on this like Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Viragavacharya, great saintly persons, they could not understand. I have now understood something. How obnoxious it is actually. And this is going on in the society. You get a degree in Sanskrit and you write your new understanding, interpretation of Bhagavad Gita and proceed with it. Even we are also like that. Because Bhagavad Gita is nothing but a direction of life, we don't care what Krishna says. I have nothing to do with it. Correct? That is not only that, all of us are like that. We don't care what Krishna is saying here. It's a personal advice. Prabhupada says again and again in Bhagavad Gita, it is such a privilege to hear the Supreme Lord telling. Tat Shruno. When 7th chapter Krishna says, please hear from me. What does Krishna say in the purport? What an opportunity to hear Krishna now. Now Krishna is so kindly explaining about himself. There is no other way to know Krishna. There is no way to know Krishna other way. The only way you can know, just like suppose in a city people are spreading rumor. You are this, you are this, you are this, you are this. And finally you call the whole city. Say, please, let me now explain. Correct? Prabhupada gives a joke. Sometimes people are speculating. I have 50 children, 20 children. Please ask me. I'll tell you how many children I have. Why you have to speculate? Ask me directly. Correct? There is no need. So I am not presenting. So the best is when a person directly presents. Just like we say in a loose language, hear from the horse mouth. You hear directly from the person. Krishna is explaining what is he and why we are imagining them. Krishna explained in the 4 verses previously. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Everything is coming out of me. Matta sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam bhuda bhava samanvitaha. If you have understood this fact, see this, that you are coming from me. You are my part and parcel. You will be totally absorbed in devotion service. And why we are not absorbed in devotion service? Because we are not convinced. Because we are too attached to the body. Body has come out of mother, father. That's our only attachment. And we are not the body. We are not the body. We are the spirit soul. So when somebody understands Krishna is my origin, not anybody in this world, then what happens? His attachment goes to Krishna. Bhuda bhava samanvitaha. With full determination and knowledge, becomes absorbed in serving Krishna, because he understands actually he belongs to Krishna. And without Krishna, he has no independent existence. His existence is actually Krishna. Correct? The soul in connection to Krishna exhibits beautiful property which is called Krishna consciousness. That's the natural energy of the soul. Just like a spark glitters when it touches fire, the soul also glitters in contact with the Lord through the medium of pure devotion. It becomes so blissful. So it is not only theory, it is pratyaksha, it is experience. And one person armed with this knowledge from Bhagavad Gita that I am part and parcel of Krishna, engages in devotion service, and he feels bliss and happiness, he forgets everything else. Correct? So-called things in the society he forgets. So anyway, so here Arjuna is very blissful, and in ecstasy he is exclaiming. He could not hold himself actually. After hearing from Krishna's mouth, he is the origin of everything, and the pleasure is in discussing about Krishna. What is the second shloka? 10.8. Machita madagata prana bodhayastas parasparam. That is how our time has to be engaged. Morning and evening. We discuss about bodhayastas parasparam. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Machita madagata prana bodhayastas parasparam. Kateyantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. We take great pleasure in talking about Krishna and hearing about it. So sweet it is. That is our satisfaction for the heart. And then, yesham satataviktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam. In this way, those who are constantly engaged, dadami buddha yogam tam, I give them intelligence by which they come back to me, and their life is fulfilled. And in case they are in this kind of condition, and the previous shloka was that if there is some ignorance, Krishna, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. I'll help him out so that he can easily come to my lotus feet. The 4th shloka here talks about Krishna's compassion. So actually Gita is summarized in these 4 shlokas, because Gita means what? Krishna explaining about himself. That is Bhagavad Gita. The speaker of Bhagavad Gita and the subject of Bhagavad Gita is one. Very interesting. We also like to talk about ourselves. I did that, then I did that, I created that, That's our tendency. That's called Swakatha. And there is something called Krishna Katha. So when Krishna has to talk, what he will talk? He is the only subject matter of talking. Just like there was a very interesting thing. When Krishna used to every day get up 3 hours before sunrise, that is means 3 o'clock. And after getting up, Krishna used to sit down to meditate. Now what he meditated on? He is the object of meditation. He is giving an example to society to meditate. But what does Krishna meditate when he sits down? He is meditating on himself. So similarly, if Krishna is talking, he is talking about himself. And in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about himself very little. Very little. Just like, suppose, you say, please introduce yourself. You speak little. You not speak much, you speak little. But then if some of your friend wants to talk about you, you speak for hours. That is Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. Krishna speaking about himself. So 700 is the total verses of Bhagavad Gita. So many you have to take it out. Correct? Dhritarashtra speaks, Sanjaya speaks, and Arjuna speaks. If you take out, then maybe 400, 500 verses Krishna speaks about himself. Correct? Because there is nothing in existence except Krishna. What does he speak about? You understand? Is there anything exists without Krishna? No. Because only in existence is Krishna and Krishna's energy. That is Krishna. There is nothing else exists. So actually, therefore, a devotee also has to train himself to save time from all directions and think about Krishna. To pour his love, which he has thrown here and there from all directions, and focus on Krishna. That is called art of Krishna consciousness. What is Krishna consciousness? We have affection here. We have love there. We have attachment there. Put it on Krishna. And through Krishna, connect everywhere. Then you'll always be happy and peaceful. Directly you cannot be ready for a chatka. And Krishna will give you that chatka. Then, through Krishna, you're very peaceful. Krishna, please take care. Correct? You will get worked up. You always connect through Krishna. Don't directly connect. And that is called Krishna consciousness. The first object of love is Krishna. Who is the first object of love? Krishna. Just like person gets up and he sleeps, he always think about the first object of love he has. Correct? Always. Those who are tamasic people, they'll think about opposite sex. They're animals. Some people are a little better, they think about economic development. Aisa ho jaye, aisa ho jaye. Devotee should think about Krishna. Krishna, today, please pardon me any offenses I have done. I could not do properly service to you. I am your eternal servant. I am not able to offer service to you. Correct? I am your devotee. Please accept me and pardon me for all my offenses. Like that. That's how the devotee's day go. Whole day it goes like that. Because his object of love is Krishna. Just like in society, do we take anybody for granted? You don't take. Do you take? No. You're very careful what you speak. We're always conscious. Always, if you look at it, we are always trying to impress somebody. Nobody is a person who's not trying to impress somebody. Somebody we're trying to impress. That's the fact. But if you try to impress Krishna, and not flattery, genuine. Just like in Bhagavatam it says, after Queen Kunti offers prayer, Krishna just smile. That's all over. Her life is successful. Accept it. Accept it. Just smile. Didn't say anything. Just smile. Enough. So if you can offer devotion service to Krishna, and Prabhupada says, once only Krishna has to smile. Little. That also not very much. Little. Very nice. Then what? So in the beginning when you do devotion service, it is done grossly. There is no love. And that devotion service is not very pleasing to Krishna. Because Krishna doesn't need your work. He can do everything himself. You think Krishna needs you. Krishna doesn't need any one of us. He can do everything himself. But when it is done out of love and a proper consciousness, Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Please, I am so thankful. I remember these days when I was a small boy, maybe your age or maybe much younger, I used to go to temple. Prabhuji, some service is there. That is the attitude actually. And I feel so happy. Today I could do some service to Krishna. I remember one boy, later became a very, very nice devotee. And he came to temple. I think I had given him the book Science of Self-Realization. And he read that book. He and his mother became convinced. That book has made many devotees. And he came. And after that, I said, can I do some service? I gave some service. He did service, very regular, hard work, very carefully doing the service. After that, paid obeisance. I'm so grateful he gave me this service. That is the attitude actually, true? We should be so fortunate. Prabhupada actually speaks about this, that he said, unless this bhava is there, that I want to serve Krishna, all these temples that I have will become just big godowns. Because temples mean big halls are there. They'll just become a godown, that's all. And then you'll not have anybody to do service. Just to maintain it, you will be giving them salary. That is some place that it degrades like that. What is happening in most of the places? They collect some money, rich people. They make a temple. In every city it is like that. There are crores of temples like this in India. And including the rich people, nobody wants to do any service to the deity. It is just a show. And they hire some pujari, pay him some salary. He also every day grumbles. You are giving you so much work. He has not even this much desire to serve the deity. And total tamasha goes on. Correct? So this Prabhupada never wanted. He said never wanted. He said to destroy everything. Prabhupada said so many times. Never introduce salary in a movement. You will destroy this movement if you do that. Many times Prabhupada said. Then everybody will value himself. What happens when a company will value or not? Aapka Naukri.com or all the thing, what the first line they will say? Don't you think you are not being paid enough salary? First line will be this. Yeah, I am worth more. What is this less? So whole meditation is there in the material world. But in spiritual life, this meditation should not be there. Those who are engaged, particularly in the full-time devotion service, they should never have. And how to cut off that? Remove salary. Then it comes out who is coming forward. Only a person who wants to serve Krishna will come forward. Correct? Others will run away. You understand? In a temple, when this minimum platform is kept, Manasa Deha Geha Jokichamora Arpita Tua Pade Nandakisha. This is a platform of full-time devotee. Nothing he should have except Krishna's lotus feet. Nothing he possesses. Whatever he possesses, he has given to the lotus feet of Krishna. Correct? That's what Arjuna is going to do now. Actually, the sacrifice of Arjuna cannot be imagined. We can't even imagine what sacrifice he gave to Krishna. He gave everything. Correct? Actually, he only understood this much. Krishna wants this war. He didn't want this war. He declares in the second chapter, Krishna, I don't want it. I don't want kingdom. I don't want anything. But when he hears is that Krishna wants this war, it's okay, fine, Krishna, I'll do it. And actually, his sacrifice was very, very big. He lost his own son. Not one. He lost more than one son. One of the sons, his dearest son, he lost Abhimanyu. He lost other sons also because he didn't have one wife. He had more wives. Correct? He lost children in the war. His own children. And then he lost so many good relatives. His Draupadi's father, Drupad, he also died. He lost his many close. And his own grandfather, he had to himself be the cause of his death. He had to be the cause of death of practically, so many people, which he would not have done otherwise. His sacrifice is actually unimaginable. Somebody asked this question to Prabhupada. How was it that Arjuna was very disturbed when Abhimanyu died because he heard Bhagavad Gita? We should not have been disturbed. Prabhupada said that is natural. That is natural. But what did he do? Did he leave the war? No, that has to be seen. That has to be. So Arjuna's sacrifice we can't even imagine. So Arjuna is not just speaking this word, Param Brahma, Param Dhama. He accepts those words. Pavitram. Param Brahma means Krishna is the supreme Brahman. Jiva is never accepted as Parabrahman. Jiva is only Brahman. Nowhere in the Vedic literature you'll refer Jiva is given as Brahman title. Only the Supreme Lord is given the title as Parabrahma. The origin of even Brahman. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. He is the foundation on which Brahman is situated. Just like a sunshine is situated on sun. Okay? So Brahman is compared like a sunshine is situated on sun, the Supreme Lord. Param Brahma, Param Dhamam. He is the shelter. Prabhupada has given quotations of different Upanishads, how different places it has been said, Krishna is the shelter of everything. Therefore, Prabhupada says so nicely that sweet words. Whole material manifestation and spiritual manifestation rests as Krishna's lotus feet. In the sense, everything is on his Ashirvada. So it will not be very difficult for Krishna to give you also shelter. You understand? Sometimes they feel, will Krishna be able to maintain me, take care of me, give me shelter? Arey Baba, jab wo puri millions of Brahmand and spiritual world all, he is alone maintaining. It will not be very difficult. Anyway, he is maintaining you, don't worry. But he will be able to give me spiritual shelter, engagement, lotus feet, don't worry, he will give you. Mam Niyongsha. So Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram. There is nothing as pure as Krishna. Therefore, if you want to go to Krishna, as I explaining, we have to be pure love. We have to revive in our heart. Our heart, which is full of lust, has to become purified. Then only you can go and talk to Krishna face to. Krishna will talk. Why Krishna doesn't talk? He talks. Correct? As a Paramatma in your heart, he will talk. As deities, he will talk. But what is the difficulty? I have to become pure. Keep taking steps one by one and become purified for my own good. Then only I can relate to Krishna. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So Prabhupada gives an example. Fire can enter fire. Otherwise there will be reaction. You put water inside fire, there will be book reaction. So if you try to enter the spiritual world now, book there will be reaction. We cannot handle that pure atmosphere. We will not be able to handle. We get bored हो जाएंगे उधर. क्या पूरे दिन ही कीर्तन होता है? Just like we were in the island. Some were so bored they were running here. क्या कंटिन्यूस कीर्तन ही होता है आप लोगों का? तो स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में क्या एक दिन 24 घंटा इंटू 24/7 कीर्तन ही चलता रहता है. लोग अब बोर होके वापस जाए. कृष्णा, हाँ, थैंक यू, नाइस टू सी योर स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड. अरे कृष्णा, वी आर नॉट रेडी नाउ एक्चुअली. ठीक है. एनीवे, इट्स ट्रू, व्हेन यू सी स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड you have to be qualified. You will not be allowed entry there otherwise. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam, Purusham. You are a Purusha. Very, very important. So many atheists have been cheating people, telling God is not a person. In the name of the Vedas, they are confusing innocent mass and telling the innocent mass God does not have form. God is not a personality. Here it is said God is a personality. Purusham. Purusha also means enjoyer. He is a personality. Correct? Param Brahma, Param Dhamam, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam, Purusham, Shashvatam. Eternally he is a personality. Divyam, he is transcendental. Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam. Adi Devam, he is the origin of all the Devatas. Ajam, he is unborn. Correct? There is no birth of Krishna. And Vibhum. Adi, he is the origin of everybody, but he has no origin. That is the definition of God. Sarva Karana Karanam. ठीक है. ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम. Krishna is the cause of all causes. And what is the last thing? Vibhu, supreme. Jiva is called Anu. Supreme Lord is called Vibhu. Great. ठीक है. So this understanding will help us to take shelter of Krishna. And it's like one time we hear, two time we hear, three time we hear. Slowly, the mind makes a decision. You want somebody to make a decision. Many times it is not in one day. You hear one day. And again you think about. Gradually hearing. Every day we keep a time to hear Bhagavad Gita. It's just a matter of time we'll surrender to Krishna. Krishna, I am yours. Okay? From this day, I have been rotating throughout the universe, thinking so many things. I just got this information. I am eternal servant. Simply wasting my time here and there. Please accept me in your service. Correct? That day, I come to the platform, pure devotion service. And then my service is very pleasing to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.